today we're gonna do some work on this 2008 Subaru WRX we got here. So let me grab the camera real quick. So quick inspection, we saw a couple things. We got jacked up bushings on the control arms down there, and that'll cause tire wear on the inner side of the tire. And I'm gonna change those out with some urethane ones, but not today. And then we're gonna do the brake fluid. Look how nasty that is. Ugh. So we're gonna upgrade to dot 4, which is right here. We're gonna put some Penison, which is made in Germany. Right there, it's good stuff. And we're gonna change these rotors right here. Rotors and pads, they're generics. And we're gonna upgrade them to Wavespec performance rotors. I'm gonna hand the camera back to this guy right here.
What's up?
This is Ben.
YouTube fans.
So we got inside the box here. This is the sport line. This is the more affordable one, and you can see already it's a very unique design. It's got slots and chamfers right here. There's some advantages to getting these rotors. Mostly it creates more turbulence and keeps the brakes cooler, and the rotors also cooler. It also has a better wipe pattern because of scallops on here. Because the pad's going to be rubbing along over here, and it's going to a normal rotor, the pad gets hotter in this spot right here, but this one's going to have a more even wear, and they actually last longer. And they have faster cooling recovery time. And if you have any debris, it'll help evacuate any debris. It's valuable for off-roading, if you got any severe weather, water, anything like that. But yeah, but most importantly, they look freaking badass.
Hell yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and start doing the procedure today. I'm gonna start with getting the brakes done on the front, and then we're gonna do the brake fluid flush. All right. So we got some tools over here. I'm gonna use a 17 millimeter for the back of the caliper, 14 for the sliding pins. This is a compressor for the pistons on the caliper. All right, let's get going. So I like these. This tool's pretty cool. Makes it a lot quicker. So with ratcheting swivel end. So caliper comes off. Check it. There's no leaks, so we can easily compress it. Put this tool in here. This. Squeeze it in slowly. And of course the reservoir cap's off right now. We don't want it to blow up. Shoot brake fluid everywhere. The original dot 3 brake fluid, if it gets on the paint, you need to stop what you're doing and wash it off ASAP. It will destroy your paint. So, let's see. Oh yeah. These things are cracked and they're very low. So we're going to take these clips off, replace some new ones in the kit. Hopefully they fit. Okay. Can't do this out of order. Those on. Seems like, I don't know. clips. 17 mil. I'm gonna break these loose back here. Oh boy, it's on there. Time to get the BFG. BFH. Before we do this, I'm gonna line it up. Make sure it's the right one. And it looks like it is. Alright. Or, yeah, let's do it this way. Oh. I'm gonna clean this off here. The rust. Okay. Put the new rotor on. Wow, that looks way cooler. Looks legit. And these have sliding pins on them. So, hold on a second. Okay. Slide pin out. I'm gonna clean it off. There we go. Put some brake grease on it. Not too much, not too little. Just the right amount. That's probably a little bit too much. Get in there. Squish it around. It's good. Alright, next, I'm going to grease up this little spot right here so the pads slide nice. Right here. Do it on both sides. Yeah, try to avoid getting this stuff on the rotor or the pad surface, because that will not be good. Grease is not very good at stopping cars, you know. Okay, I'm gonna put this on now. Let's see. This is kind of. Bolts. Tighten it up. Okay. And the pads. Alright, so the pads have an anti-squeal, or not anti-squeal, this is a
Brake wear indicator.
A brake wear indicator. Thank you, Ben. Appreciate that. See, this guy is very helpful sometimes. Actually, all the time, he's very helpful. So, brake wear indicator, you want it to be in the leading edge of the pad and on the inside, because that's where it's going to wear the first, you know, the piston side. But yeah, so we're going to put this one over here on this car and hope for the best. Oh boy, I gotta do some finagling here. Alright, last pad going in. There we go. Look at that.
Gorgeous.
You can see the Wavespec action. Yeah, oddly enough, when I first tried these rotors, I thought I was going to go through pads really often, but it was actually the opposite. My pads lasted longer. Okay. I'm going to put the caliper back on here. Bolts. Just tighten those down. And we're done with the upgrading to Wavespec rotors. Another feature of the Wavespec rotors when you're driving that I noticed, kind of the feel, something you can't really put down on data so much, but the feel, like when you're pushing the brake, when you're close to the threshold of locking, it has a nice, what would you say? It's like it bites harder, but it also, at the limit, it's smoother. So, I don't know how to describe it.
Not.
Yeah, just, you have more control at the very limit. I tested these out at Autocross on the BRZ. Bye. And I noticed with the normal rotors, factory rotors, with the same pads, when I was at the very limit, the braking threshold limit, I would get kind of uneven locking on the brakes, on the wheels. They would lock up, and I couldn't get the maximum out of my brakes. I put these rotors on, and at the limit, it was a lot smoother, and it was more predictable at the very limit threshold. So that alone, it gives you more confidence, so I think it's worth it just for that. All right, look at these beauties.
Wow. There, look at that.
Those things look beautiful. Ooh. What do you think, Ben?
They're gorgeous.
That's it?
I mean,
that's
it, I guess. They're gorgeous.
They're just gorgeous. Okay. All right. So we're done. I'm gonna knock out the other side and start bleeding out the brake fluid. You can upgrade the brake fluid down for.
Action.
All right, check it out. Look how nasty that is. It's gross. Ew. So we're gonna take the screen out right here, and I'm gonna hit it right here. That's kind of janky, but yeah. Brake fluid cleaner. Clean it out. Put that aside somewhere. And I'm gonna go ahead and use this pump right here. And we're gonna pump out the fluid, the nasty old fluid, as much as we can. There it goes. Suck it in there, baby. Get all the good stuff. Just about all the brake fluid out of the reservoir. Now we're going to go down here and where's that thing at? Oh. All right, so I put a vacuum hose on here, and I'm going to crack this bleeder open and attach it to the bleeder. This, I'm gonna twist it open, and I'm gonna pour some of this .4 in there. Ooh-wee. All right, so you gotta watch it. If that goes dry, we're kind of hosed. So I'm gonna pump the fluid out like this. And see if we can watch the fluid go through there. Yeah, there it goes. You can kind of see it.
Yeah, it's hard to see in the camera.
I'll get closer. Oh, there you go. You can see the little bubbles and stuff going through the line. So we're gonna wait until the lines kind of go clear, and once the line goes clear, we're good. And periodically going back up here and topping it off, watching this thing. Having these nice tools is pretty nice, you know. It's good to go buy some tools. Makes the job quick and easy. You don't have to spend all the crazy money, but there's different options of this thing. This is a vacuum pump, and it's useful for doing power steering fluid flushes and sucking out oil from the crankcase if you want to do an oil change. In some cars you're able to do that through the dipstick tube, and you can also suck out coolant through radiators, and you know, just nice to have. Very useful. But there you go. And then when we're done, we just close it off like that. Put the wheels on. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we'll conclude the video, right? What do you think?
That's about it, yeah.
Yeah. Just doing basic brake job on a Subaru, and upgrading to the Wavespec rotors, and also doing a brake flush at the same time.
Let's get a look at those.
Yeah. And notice how, let's see. I'm just gonna keep it going, but while we're talking. Yeah. Oh, break-in. When we do a break-in when we're driving, to bed the rotors, the pads don't have a perfectly even flat surface. They're not actually perfect. There's, you know, little imperfections. And the rotor's not perfectly smooth as well. So what you do is you have to get up to speed, like go to freeway speed, and then do an aggressive slow down, like just before the ABS kicks in. It's like an aggressive slow down, and then get to about 10 miles an hour or something, 10, 20 miles an hour, and then continue and drive for like a minute or so, a couple minutes, let the rotors and pads cool, and then do it again. Maybe a half a dozen times, and that'll bed in the pad and the rotor to each other more quickly. But the cool down period between heavy stops is critical. Do not come to a complete stop and hang out, because that's when they can work. And try not to drive through rivers and flood zones while you're doing this process, because that can also cause them to work. Yeah, they're wave specs, but they're not. Nothing's perfect in this world. Is that a conclusion right there? What do you think?
Sounds good.
All right.
Sounds like a conclusion.
Maybe we'll go for a drive, but I don't know if we'll put that on the clip. It's kind of boring, just driving and pushing the brakes, you know. All right. That's it. Wave specs for life. This particular model uses the SUB 018 part number for the front. This for the WRX and the Impreza. And there's a bunch of other Subarus too. There's different types. There's the Sport line. This is a normal rotor. I mean, it's a good quality rotor, but it doesn't have coating. So if you're in a dry area and you don't care about the little surface rust, it's okay to use. There's also the silver line, which has a zinc coating. It's like a silver color, and it's coated inside the vanes too, and on the top hat, everywhere. Those are really good for if you live in a snowy area, or where it's kind of corrosive, or you don't like seeing rust. But yeah, those are good for daily driving, autocross, rallycross racing, and those kind of things. Mountain road race running. And then there's the black line. The black line is very high density. It's a better quality material, and that's the one you want to use for road racing and stage rally. Anyway, it's long-winded. All right, we're good. One more thing. If you want a discount code, a hefty discount, hit up my subtledriver on Instagram and ask for it in the DMs. Slide right in there, or in the comments below, ask for it, or check it out, and I'll give you the discount code.
Like and subscribe. Deuces.